Mitos.
Welcome back to Laughing in the Dark, the podcast where I hang out in haunted places with comedians. This is another fixture in our Sunday Minisode series where I talk to you about your ghost stories. For this Minisode, I spoke to Wendy from San Antonio, Texas. Wendy told me a story about a haunted house that she lived in for far too long and finally escaped. This was such a crazy story, I loved it. Here's the call.
Hello.
Hi, is this Wendy?
Yes, this is Wendy.
Hi, Wendy. This is Sarah calling from Laughing in the Dark. How are you?
Hi.
Hi.
I am good. I'm taking a lunch break.
Oh, nice. So are you, I think I see in my notes that you're from San Antonio, Texas?
Yes, ma'am, from San Antonio.
So is that where you're from, or is that just where you live right now?
This is where I'm from, born and raised.
Nice. Well, that's cool. Is it just one ghost story, or how many ghost stories do you have?
Well, I was telling my kids, hey, I'm going to answer this ad. I'm going to write in about this ad on Craigslist. And they were like, Mom, which one are you going to tell them? Because we actually moved away. I sold that house. I sold it. Since I bought it, oh my gosh, it was just filled with so many scary paranormal stuff. I mean, I believe in it, but then when you experience it, that is just like, wow.
Yeah.
You don't even try to convince anybody anymore. You just invite them over to your house and let them experience it, and you're just like, you see, I told you.
Yeah, you're like, I honestly don't even care if you believe me anymore. Like, this is just my life.
Yeah. Honestly, after living through that, I was just like, you know what? I don't care.
So was this in San Antonio then, or?
Yes, this was in San Antonio, Texas. I had just gotten divorced, and my new husband, but we had started dating, he decided, to move in with us. So I invited him. Yeah, sure. And we had told him, before he moved in, me and my kids told him, like, hey, our house is this, we see things and stuff moves. And he would just laugh and walk away. He did not, even care. We'd have family outings, barbecues, and he would just be like, whatever. Here she goes again with that story,
Yeah.
Until finally he actually moved in, got real comfortable. He would hear little things, but would think that it was a kid. Until this one day just threw him over the top. Was just so paranoid and scared. And he was just always had to switch the light on. And he was just when are we going to sell the house?
Oh my God. Wait, so how long did you live in this house all told?
In total, I lived there, I want to say about 6-7 years.
Oh, wow. And it had paranormal activity since you first moved in?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was on the market for the longest time. I mean, I don't know if people knew about that. I don't know why it was there. And I got it for super cheap, and I had looked into it. And, neighborhood stories would be telling me, oh, somebody died there. I never found actual document to prove that.
Okay.
But it was just weird. I got it at a cheap price. And, since then, it was just not a dull moment living there.
Wow. That's like a movie where they're like, oh my God, it's going for peanuts. It's beautiful.
It is. And, I've actually thought about writing these stories down and just sending them to whoever, because I have 4 kids and I sold the house. And when we moved, I'm not kidding you, they love it. They love not being touched. They love not being woken up. They love not hearing things. They love actually being able to take a shower.
So tell me some of these stories. Now I'm so curious, what was happening in this house?
Okay. So I have a son who passed away in 2008.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. That's okay. That's fine. He passed away. So he was a baby. He was 2 months old. Now I was asleep and my kids had all just fell asleep. I was, really tired after a day's of work. So I lay down, and at that time I had another younger one, and she was about 1. And, sometimes 1 or 2, she would crawl, over to my bed, and she couldn't get on our bed, but she would, nudge me, get her on the bed. So that night I took her in with another daughter of mine, and I got nudged. So I opened my eyes and I stood down on the edge of my bed, and I was just like, "You want to sleep with me?" Okay. So when I lean over like that, I'm telling you, the nap, there's nobody there. When I got nudged, I looked over and I saw, I'm halfway asleep, I'm thinking, okay, it's my daughter. So I look over and I see somebody little there. I'm thinking it's my youngest daughter, but no, when I lean over to reach her up, pick her up, gone. I'm like, okay. So she went back to her room or whatever. So I'm walking to the living room, picking up pillows, and where are you hiding? This is like 2 in the morning, just like.
Yeah, you're just like, I'm exhausted.
So I'm walking. Yeah, I'm going through every room, and when I reach my son's room, I see somebody like laying with him. You know how when you're laying down and then like somebody's laying against the wall. Okay, he's laying down and then somebody's laying in back of him, next to him, but like in back of him, but against the wall. Mm-hmm. See a little head pop up and pop down. I said, "Are you going to come with me?" Again, thinking that's my daughter. And I said, "Wait, whoa. I just passed her room. She's in bed with my other daughter. Who the hell am I looking for?"
Yeah.
At this point, I saw all my kids in bed. I'm like, who am I chasing? Who's sleeping with my son? I turned the light on, and there's nobody laying down with my son. Nobody.
So weird.
I had just saw somebody pop their head up and then pop their head down. Oh, she's coming. You know how when you're looking out and you see your parents coming down the hall and you just like hide really quick? Uh-huh. That's exactly what I saw.
Oh, my God.
A lot of the times when we were in the shower, we'd hear, banging on the door, and you think something's going on. You rush out of the shower, and you're, dripping wet, and what's going on? And the kids are watching TV. My husband will be cooking. What the hell? What happened? No hot water? And I'm like, no, who's pounding on the door? What are you talking about? And there's nothing. You'd be in the shower and you think somebody's going in, to use the restroom. Hey, okay, just don't open the curtain, whatever.
Yeah.
And you hear like the toilet go up, and you look to see who it is, and there's nobody there.
Oh my gosh.
You'd be in the shower and the light would just flicker off, and then, you know how when there's steam and it just pops out of the, fills up your mirror?
Yeah.
Just just imagining your hand just going down the mirror. Like, a lot of this stuff would happen when you were in the shower. So,
well, so you would watch, is it like, okay, I know you can make, if there's like steam on the mirror, and would you like watch a handprint move down in the mirror? Is that what you're saying? Like in the...
No, like...
Oh.
I turn on the hot water before I get in.
Yeah, in the shower.
It's steaming in there.
Yeah.
Like you're in a sauna.
Yeah, and it steams up the mirror.
There's nothing there. Yeah, you come out of the shower and there's just, and sometimes it wouldn't be there, but just randomly you just have that hand just like if they just stroked it down, and then it would look like it just happened because it just strokes down and then...
Yeah, because there's no like
the
condensation
little raindrops are just going down.
Yeah. Oh no, that's so creepy. Yeah. I'm sorry to laugh. It's just my reaction.
No, we laugh at it now, but the one time, my youngest one of my youngest ones, it was getting scarier for me. There was a period where it was just scary because my little ones are really close in age. And around when we were living there, she was 1 and then the other one was 2, so they're close. As they got older, they had their own playroom. And one of my two or three, she says, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Spanish, but they call the monster a cucuy. And she starts telling me there's a cucuy in the playroom. Oh, no. And she's pointing. I'm like, it's fine. Okay, I'll go with you. She starts screaming. She was tired. She's like, no, cucuy. And I'm telling her, what is it? And she starts pulling at her hair, and she says, the man. She's pulling her head up, and he has this, mommy, this, and she's pulling her head up. And she has her fingers. You know how, like, when you're trying to make horns with your fingers?
Oh, yeah.
She has that on her head, and she's saying cucuy, and she's pointing at her playroom. And I tell her, there's nobody in there. And I'm trying to walk with her toward the room, and she's freaking out, pulling me back. And she goes, no, cucuy. And I said, what did he do? What happened? And she's like, looks at me, and she gets her finger, like when you're telling somebody to come here.
Yeah.
With your pointer, she's just, cucuy this, like the fingers just calling, like if he was calling her to the room. And I'm like, what?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
No way, like that gave me goosebumps,
Yeah.
So then my younger one started saying that she started seeing that in the kitchen, monster, she would call it monster, and she would just do the same thing, cucuy, when the finger, and that it was calling her, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But we slept a lot of the times with the light on,
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. Like, people just be like, why don't they just move? And it's like, because it's expensive. Like, you can't just up and move,
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. That house had been flooded and, vandalized, and I put a lot of money into it. And,
right.
I planned on living there forever with these, my family, with my kids. And
yeah,
it became to a point where it was just too much.
Oh my God.
I love paranormal. I love Halloween.
Yeah.
But it's just,
well, and especially
you
if
sleep and you just feel like somebody's looking at you all the time.
Oh my God. And especially if you feel like they're threatening your kids. That's when it starts being like, this is not cute anymore.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And, you could be watching TV and you'll see a silhouette, past, the shadow against the wall behind you, or whatever the shadow is reflecting off from the TV. You'll see a silhouette. It was always a silhouette of a man. And it just so happens it would happen every time he would pass, and that, to display his shadow, look over like if he's looking right at you. And then look away and then just go on his way. Just keep on walking. And I had a couple of visitors that would visit us, and, when we're saying our goodbyes or walking them out, the kids would be asleep or, doing their own thing in their playroom. They'd look into our house and, give me this look. Somebody else here? And I'm like, no. Who's that man? And I said, what man? My husband would be there with us, and we'd just like step back, and I'm like, oh, okay. All right, you saw what we see. And she's like, no, somebody just walked into your hallway. Oh, yeah, it's the man that we always see,
Oh my God.
Yeah, okay, go home.
Yeah.
To us, it was nothing, but all right.
To it. It's fine. He's here. So it sounds like there was also a little girl then too. Or do you think that was like a different manifestation of the same spirit?
No, I know there was something innocent there because my youngest daughter was, how they sell these for the plugs so the babies don't put anything in the plugs.
Oh yeah, the plastic safety things.
Yeah, my youngest one managed. She was, they take them off. She took it off, and I'm like, oh, what's the point? They're not going to put anything in at this point. So, no. Me and my oldest one were having a conversation, and our hallway is just, right next to us. And I hear a excruciating scream, like bloody murder. But Mom, they yelled, Mom, and I'm like, what? And I turn over to the right, and there's nobody there. But my youngest one was about to stick like she was playing with my keys, or she was about to slip it into the socket. And that's when I rush over to her, and I'm like, no, and I'm like, who screamed? But all my kids were in the living room, and me and my oldest one were having a conversation, and that's when.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that's how I know something innocent was there, and at the same time there was something
sinister.
Just trying to, yeah.
I can't. I totally was waiting to hear. Wait. So what did that have to do with the plug-in to the outlets?
Oh, because that's how she was there, because she was going to plug something in there, and it just so happened, I got tired of putting them back in because, they just figure it out. At this point, they always figure it out. Just take it off, or my husband needs to use that plug, and he would take it off, and I was just like, what, forget it. I'm not putting it back in there. They're not going to put anything in there. It's fine. Well, there's one time she's there, playing on the floor, and decides to stick a key in it, and she's going to put the key in there, and that's when I heard the scream, and I caught her right before that, and then like, no, you don't do that, talking to her, and I'm like, who screamed? And they're like, what?
And nobody else actually heard the scream except for you?
No, nobody heard the scream, just me.
Oh, so you think maybe it was like that little girl was trying to protect your daughter?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was, I felt it. Like, there's something
that's really
very, very sweet there. Yeah, very sweet there. And then, they yelled, Mom. I literally thought it was my other kid from the other room, but then all my kids were in the living room, and I was talking to my oldest, and
that's amazing.
It was just like, well, it took a moment. I had to step back and really process what had happened.
Yeah. Well, even just the idea of that scream, I feel like would just give me chills, because you said it sounded like someone's screaming bloody murder and they're screaming mom.
Yeah.
But to save your kid, I mean, that's rad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was awesome.
It's a good thing that spirit was there. I mean.
I know. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. You have to step back at it in times like that and just be like, what happened? And just, did I really hear it? And I had to have heard it, because how else would I have looked over, and right. I screamed, what? I'm answering what? And my kids are like, what? It was an awkward moment, but it was a good moment,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so.
That is crazy.
I guess what made my husband a believer was that day was, we would hear people talking. You always, if you're in the room and you're busy, you're washing dishes. Again, I have 4 kids, so it becomes loud and busy.
Yeah.
They have friends over, there's just a lot of conversations and emotions going on everywhere.
Yeah.
So you get distracted and you're into what you're doing, and you start hearing conversations and you think it's the kids or whatever's going on behind you. Well, I was washing dishes, and like I said, I'm like, hey, you guys, y'all have to lower that TV down. And I start hearing laughing. I'm like, all right, I need to settle down. And I'm walking to our second living room, and I'm like, okay, this is like 1 in the afternoon. The kids aren't home.
Oh.
And that's when I stopped, and the noise just stopped.
Oh my gosh.
The noise just stops. The laughter, the talking, it just goes away. I'm walking toward it, and there's not a TV on. There's nothing. And you take a deep breath. I'm like, all right, just get back to what you're doing. It just becomes the normal, but when you first start experiencing it, you're like, oh God, you get scared and you want to run and turn the light on, or you want to run and call somebody. You just don't want to move until somebody comes home. But, at that point, you're just like, oh, all right, again, here we go.
Yeah. You're also like,
sorry, guys, I have a lot of dishes.
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to say, you also, like a lot of times hearing these stories, I feel like people always say those common things of like, well, why wouldn't you just this, or why wouldn't you just that? And it's like, I'm sure half of the time you're like, was that my imagination or not? But the other half of the time you're like, I'm a mom. I have 4 kids. I have shit to do. Like, I can't even be dealing with this right now. Like, you know, that you're like, this is creepy, but it's also kind of a nuisance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what made my husband a believer. That's what made him believe what we had tried telling him before. You know, and that's what I wrote in about, because you have to experience it, you have to see it, you know, in order to actually be like, okay, you know, maybe not, maybe, you know, maybe so. Yeah. But, you know, I would usually go home to like for lunch and whatnot. And this one day I was so busy. I'm a dental hygienist and I'm so busy. And I didn't make it. I look at my phone and I get calls, I have text messages, like, call me. I finally do call him after, you know, my patients die down. And I'm like, what happened? You know, I'm thinking there's an emergency, the kid's sick or whatever. And
yeah.
Did you come home for lunch? I'm like, no. Why? I heard somebody talking in the kitchen. You know, it sounded very real loud, and I thought it was you. Like, oh, do you believe me now? You
right.
know? And I just laughed. I'm like, all right, you know, whatever. So I'm like, okay, he finally heard it for himself, you know. So that same night, you know, he's taking a late night shower. Remember I was telling you about the shower, what happens when you need a shower.
Yeah.
You know, he comes running out of the shower, and he's like, still has a towel around his waist, and he's like, what? Why are you pounding on the door? And I'm like, half asleep. One eye open, I'm like, really, dude? You believe me?
Yeah, you're like, I told you.
Know, like, come on, man.
11 times.
Yeah, I go, just wait until you start seeing the shadows and the furniture move. So just wait. That's what I told him. And he just like, I don't even know if he washed off or what. You know, he just he turned on the light to our closet and just laid down really close to me. Aww. And after that, yeah, he would see, he would hear, he would feel, and it was really, really, it was bittersweet to see him.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it was validating to you in a way. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So then is that what made him convinced to start selling the house and just start working towards getting a new place?
No, actually, you know, we moved because I divorced and we wanted to start our own, you know, life and our own little home, you know, make our own little home. Did it play into it? I think we could have lasted a lot longer, but it did have a heavy part. You know, the house just actually did not feel happy. It didn't feel happy.
Yeah.
There was a lot of negative. It started becoming very negative to the point where, you know, you could feel happy leaving, you're fine, and then you walk into the house and you're just like overwhelmed with a heavy sadness. You know, we would be bickering at each other as the kids were getting older. They were just constantly, I mean, I know the kids, siblings can fight. Yeah. You know, but it was just heavy. It just felt really heavy, you know, and when that started played into, you know, all right, you know, maybe the kids shouldn't be growing up this way. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want them to think that this is what life is about. You know? Yeah, there's something going on here, but I want them to be able to, like, be comfortable inviting somebody to stay over the night, you know, and them not getting scared and not wanting to come back ever again, you know? Right.
So I mean, geez, I have like so many questions, but I wonder who bought the house and like if they've had any experiences there. Do you have any idea?
Well, that's funny you bring it up because we sold the house, and I'm still friends with the people across the street. And the new owners asked if they knew the previous owners. Like, yeah, I gave them my number. They called me, and, you know, they're having plumbing problems, and they had questions and whatnot. Like, you know what, I'll go over, and, you know, I'll let you know my history of the house, and, you know, what I think they remodeled and whatnot. Just give them my basic from how I left it. Yeah. We go in there, and the house is completely remodeled and whatnot, you know, and the lady's looking at me like, I know there's more, you know, like, and,
Yeah.
she's like, and that's it, you know, and that's it. I'm like, yeah. And then she ends up texting me and, you know, I'm not happy here. You know, is there something else that you need to tell me? I'm like, no. I mean, I don't want to be the one to tell them. Because
it's also
women
haunted.
don't believe me. What if
Yeah.
they're like, this is a crazy lady, you know?
Right, totally.
Or she just wants her house back, you know? So eventually it did come down to, I got a text message, did anybody, it said, did you ever have somebody die here? And I said, me personally, no.
Yeah.
No. And then she says, well, we've been experiencing some things, and she had younger kids too. And I told her, you know what? We did have some paranormal stuff go on there, but, you know, everything and everybody was fine.
Yeah.
And then she says, okay, I just hate this house.
Oh.
You know, and
you're like, well,
as far as I heard, last I heard, you know, she really wanted to, like, they were trying to sell the house.
Oh my God.
You know,
how long ago was that?
That was about 2 years ago.
Oh. So did they sell it? Do you know?
No, they still own it. I think they're going to have a hard time because, you know, they remodeled it, and
yeah.
I mean, I got it for very, very, very cheap. And I don't know if it's because people knew about that house or what, but
well, didn't you say
my neighbors knew, you know, once I moved in, you know, they didn't start telling me before I moved in.
Yeah, I was just going to say, didn't you have neighbors telling you?
That's when the story started coming out.
Well, and what were their stories when you first moved in? Like, they said something about someone dying there, but you didn't know any details?
Yeah.
I guess you said you tried to look it up and there was nothing on it.
Yeah, I tried looking into it, and I couldn't find proof as far as document, you know, and, you know, the story that I was told is that there was a gentleman that was sick and he died in the front bedroom. And then there was another one where the son was supposed to inherit the house, and he was so upset and he shot himself in the house. You know, the house did look like a male bachelor pad. I'm telling you, it had a jacuzzi. It was a 5-bedroom house, had a back, like a little maid's room.
Oh, wow.
You know, it was huge.
Yeah.
Huge. You know, I mean, it was like open floor plan, you know, living room with kitchen. It was beautiful, a beautiful home. Vandalized, though. It was vandalized terribly. You know, so I don't know if people knew the story and they just didn't want to buy it. It was on the market for the longest time. So when my son passed away, you know, I got some money from him financially, and I said, you know what, I'm going to buy the kids a house. And I had enough to buy that house, and fortunately I bought it. Nobody told me before moving in, but after the fact, when we already moved in, that's when everything started coming out.
Thanks so much for your call, Wendy. I'm glad you finally got out of that horrifying home. Do you have a ghost story that you want to tell on Laughing in the Dark? Email us at litdarkpodcast@gmail.com or write to us in our Contact Us form on our website, litdarkpodcast.com. We may want to feature you on the show. Thanks so much for listening.
Studios.